Hi everyone, this is Tanya here with the Memory Lane Keepsakes, and welcome back to my channel for another Beebeecraft stamp set tutorial. Today I will be featuring one of the stamp sets from the stamps that I received from Beebeecraft. I was able to go on their wonderful website and choose a few products that I want to play along with and share with you guys how I use them. So let's go ahead and get started. So these are some of the stamps. These are all the stamp sets actually that came in the kit together, and these stamp sets right here are awesome. It came with a total of 15 stamp sets, and if you want to go back and see all these beautiful stamp sets, you may go ahead and do that. I will place a link at the bottom of this video in the description box, so that way you can check out the unboxing video to be able to see all the awesome stamp sets that you get. Great deal, an awesome bundle for the stamps that are included in that bundle of 15 stamp sets. So the stamp set that I have chose to work with today is this beautiful stamp set right here, and this one right here is called Botanical Tea, and that's what it starts off at the top here. And then we have this beautiful sentiment right here that says, "A cup of tea warms the soul like a good friend." And we have some beautiful birds, some other sentiments, and some butterflies as well. So this is the stamp set that I have chose to use to do a special tutorial for you today. So now let me share with you what we're going to be making today. So we are going to be designing this beautiful tag right here using the stamp set from Beebeecraft. So this is what it looks like. Really, really nice. So I have a lot of different elements and different things going on, and I will walk you through as I apply them to the tag that we're going to be using. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've already have my tag in place along with the stamps, and we are going to be using these tags right here that I got. These are the Ranger tags, and these tags measure 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. That's the size of the tag we're going to be making today. What we're going to first do is I am using my Stamp Buddy tool here to help me along the way, so that way if I need to go ahead and stamp again, I will get a great impression the first or maybe even the second time. And so we're going to go ahead and lay this baby on out. But before we stamp the ink on here, what I want to go ahead and do is go ahead and add some powder, which is the EK Tools Powder Resist. This right here is going to help you because I'm going to emboss. So I've already applied some on here, so that way I can go ahead and move this around here, and I basically open the tip of this to get some of that powder up or out of there. And so we're going to go ahead and move this around on the tag. That way it'll stay in the places that I needed to stay in. And we're just going to go ahead and brush that really, really well there. Okay, so that should be good there. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to apply our VersaFine ink. This right here is a awesome ink. I love this ink. It gives a great impression here. So this is the same ink I use on the tag that I showed you that I already completed. And so we're just going to go ahead and apply some ink on here. Make sure we get it coated really, really well there. I like to go over it really, really well. And then we'll close this back on up and we'll see. Okay, so now you want to go ahead and press this down and give it a good little rub here. Make sure I'm pressing. So as I'm doing is just rubbing to make sure that it adheres all the way on this tag here. And we're going to lift this on up to see what kind of impression we get. And you see I'm missing some areas. That's why it's good to have one of these tools right here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is lay this back down and press a little harder in those areas that were missing some of the image, as well as some of the message there. And let's see what it looks like if we need to add more ink to it. And we do. So let's go ahead and apply some more ink on there. So if that happens, it's good to have it already in one of these stamp tools, so that way you can go ahead and just be able to just add more ink. No harm, no foul. That's going to happen sometime when you have more than one stamp that you're using in a project. So you want to go ahead and coat this really, really nice. So any of the areas you miss, you will get them this time. So go ahead and close that back on up there and try this again. And this time I'm going to go a little harder to make sure that we don't miss any of those areas. So I'm just rubbing this across the stamp tool here. What I'm going to do is go ahead and add some recollections, because I want to go ahead and apply some clear ink onto this, so that way, or clear powder onto this, so that way we can go ahead and emboss the stamp that I've already applied to the tag. And I always have this little piece of paper here to make sure that the ink doesn't get on my gray part of the stamping tool. That's just one of my things I like to do, and I'll go back and clean that a little later. So now we're going to go ahead and apply the clear recollection embossing powder to this. And it's going to basically raise it, and the powder we put on there earlier is just going to keep it in the areas that you want to keep it in. And I love using a coffee filter because it's easy to apply back to your jar when you're working. So you can go ahead and just gather up all your powder, and you would just put the assets that you placed in your coffee filter from your project that you did not use right back into the jar for another use for another project later on. So that's in there. So I like to set this in there. Move this off to the side here, and then we're going to go ahead and heat this up. So please bear with me because it is going to get a little loud. So what you want to do with your heat embossing tool, because that's what this is here, you want to go ahead and let it run for a little bit. I'm going to turn it on and let this heat up just for a little bit before you apply that to your project, so that way it doesn't take forever to heat up. So I'm going to keep this here for a moment. Right, so now we can go ahead and add this and watch the magic happens. So then it's going to get darker, as you see. It's been embossed right here. It's absolutely beautiful. Turn this around here. Alright, so that should do it right there. Took a little longer because I did apply a lot of different stamp pressings down to make sure that we got a good coverage on this tag. So this is what it should look like right here. So you can tell it's been raised and it's been embossed. So now we're going to go ahead and apply color. Now you can either add your color first, or you can go ahead and stamp first, whichever one. It doesn't affect your project whatsoever. So what we're going to do is be using the Distress Outside inks today, and I love these inks. So these inks are going to be, I chose to go with some warm colors since This is the beautiful, awesome tea dye that we are, or stamp set that we are using. So the botanical tea, we have a cup of tea warms the soul like a good friend. I thought the warm colors would be really, really nice. So the tea dye, the tattered rose, and the bundle stage is what we're going to be using. Beautiful colors. So we're first going to go ahead and start off with the tea dye at the top here. So we're going to do this one. So you just want to get a good amount on your tool right here. And then you want to go ahead and start rubbing at the top here. And just place that all around at the top. We're going to apply some more to make sure we get it all the way on the top of the tag here. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and move along to the tattered rose. We're going to do this one in the middle. And the colors are so close together, they are just absolutely beautiful. I love the way they blend together. Really nice. This tattered rose, you may need to apply a little bit more onto this brush right here to get a good amount on your project, because it is really, really light when you apply it to your project, especially on the vanilla tag. If this was a white tag, I know it would show up right away. But I chose, instead of covering this, I chose to go ahead and just apply it just like, you know, the tag was already how it came. So just put a little bit more on there. That should do it for that. And then we're going to go ahead and add the bundled sage to the next part of our tag. And this is a really, really pretty color as well. And we're going to add that to the bottom here. A little bit more. I'm going to bring some up into the tattered rose a little bit, sort of look, give it a nice little blend there. So I love the way that looks. Right. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and just clean off my surface here. And you could just wipe it on off right here and it comes right off, or you could apply a little bit of water if you would like. So just going to wipe this off with a quick paper towel right here. Alright, so that's already done there. And so now what I want to go ahead and do is I would like to go ahead and I am going to actually wipe a little bit off on the sentiment itself, so that way we can bring some of that true black or the stamp image back in a little bit. So I'm just going to go in a little bit with the paper towel here and just wipe a little bit of that off to bring that image back up again. Real easy to do. because I didn't want it on the stamp area. And it's basically, as you can see, it's coming right back out again, the dark impression that we had before we actually added the color. Real easy and simple to do. Nothing hard and complicated about that. Okay, so far this is what our tag looks like. Really nice, absolutely gorgeous. Love that. But I feel like it needs a little bit more. And so what we're going to do now is I would like to go ahead and add some of this right here. Now this is the Stampendos French's embossing powder, and with the French's embossing powder, this embossing powder, since it has special different ingredients inside this, because some of the names are on the side right here, this is by Stampendos. You need to, when you use this particular powder, you're not able to heat it on top like you normally are, like with the Red Collections embossing powders or any of the other ones. You actually have to heat it from the very bottom, because all your embossing powder will blow if you heat it from the top. So I'm going to apply just a little bit on the sides here, but before I do, I want to go ahead and let me see if I have my, looking for something here. Okay, so it's not over here, but it's fine. You can apply Versamark if you wanted to on the sides to get it to stick a little bit better, but it's not mandatory for you to do so. So with our other tag, I didn't do that, so let's go ahead and keep it consistent. But this, out of all the beautiful powders that you can see here, the one that I chose to go ahead and use was this one right here. This beautiful one. Look how gorgeous this is. Absolutely beautiful. It has some gold specks and some pink specks, as well as some white specks in there on this embossing. It's like a beautiful mix. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit down, because I want to apply a little bit of this around on the tag, and I'll move it around if I need to before I go ahead and heat it. But you're going to see me, I'm actually just going to go ahead and lift it a little bit here. I'm going to place a little bit down in some places until I'm happy with it. And you notice I'm staying away from the middle of the words or the text, but it's okay if you get it up there. It's not going to hurt anything if you do. So I'm just going to put it around the card, on the tag a little bit here. So it's not going to hurt anything, but I am going to pick up some of the specks that fell, because I would like to apply that on here as well. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and heat this on up, and I'm going to do it from the bottom. So bear with me just for a moment. So I'm going to set this right here out of the way. And this needs to be heated up really nice, so this way this doesn't blow everywhere. But I still have some right here, so let's make sure we get all of this on there. There we go. Alright, and this stuff still blows a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and get this really hot, and you're going to see the magic happen. It's really beautiful. So when you get ready to apply your heat tool, you want to make sure you rotate the heat tool all the way around the back of the tag. Do not keep it in one place too long, because it can burn your paper or your cardstock. So you want to make sure that you definitely rotate it, but you want to get it as hot as possible. So that's the reason why I'm heating it in another area right now, to get it heated on up, so that way we can apply the heat to the back on the bottom of this. So here we go. Down for a second here and turn it this way. Move my hand out the way. You can also use a tool to hold your tag, but I want to hold it just to make sure we have it all. And you're going to see it melt. You just want to keep rotating it, and it's going to start melting on the paper here. Takes a little longer than your normal embossing powders, but that's okay. Just got to be a little patient with this process, but the end result is absolutely beautiful. Alright, that should be good right there. I tilted it over a little bit to see if some will fall off, and it looks like it worked. So that is absolutely beautiful. So look at the process of it now. So this is what the tag is looking like, and that was the Frantic embossing powder that I just finished adding on with the beautiful pink and gold and white specks. Absolutely gorgeous mix. And so I put that on there, and I covered that one a little bit more than my original first tag that I shared with you, but it's the same exact mix that I did use before. So that's that. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is add a little bit of embellishments to this right here. So this is again a beautiful stamp set by Beebeecraft, and I absolutely love the way this tag is turning out. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and apply the beautiful stamens that I also ordered and got from Beebeecraft. These are the beautiful stamens, and it was so many beautiful ones in here, but I chose this one because I feel like it was close to my tag colors, and so that's the one I'm gonna use. Or I could even use this ivory one here, but for the sake for it to show up on camera, I'm gonna go with this beautiful pastel pink color, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna apply those onto my tag. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take one of these beautiful stamens out of here, and they look just like this when you take them out. And so they're right here, and I'm going to go ahead and snip each end of these because I just want to use this part here. I'm not going to use this whole part, even though you could. I'm going to snip that, and it's going to just give me just what I need there. So I'm going to snip it about here, and then we're going to snip this side here. Okay. And so now I have these two pieces that are right here. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my art glitter glue and go ahead and use it in the top of the butterfly here. So we're going to go ahead and apply that now. And that's what I love about having this beautiful, awesome glitter glue, because it allows you to be able to stay in those areas. So now what I'm doing is I'm applying the stamen to the butterfly as antennas on the butterfly, because you can actually use these to make for flowers, as well as add them to insets for antennas. And that's what I'm doing with this here. This is how I chose to use the stamens that I got from the company. So that's another thing you can check out on their website. So this is what it looks like. Look how gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice. Very simple and easy to do. That just makes it stand out even more and gives it more of an elegant touch using this beautiful stamp set. And so these are all, again, all the beautiful colors you can get. And I also showed on here as well in my video for the unboxing all the colors. I went one by one so I could share that with you. So if you want to see that again, feel free to click on that video. That will be in the description box as another reminder. Now we're going to add something else to this. What I want to do now is I want to go ahead and add one of these embellishments. These are the Red Collection embellishments. These are like the cups, the little coffee cups, but they could also be teacups. And so I thought this complemented the card really, really well. Now, as you can see, we have some awesome and beautiful colors on here. But what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and choose one of these awesome cups right here and apply it to my project. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this one right here at the bottom. I think that one would be really, really nice. And it has adhesive already on here, so you just got to peel it off the right way. So I'm looking for the area to, there we go, perfect. So now we have these, and I'm going to go ahead and apply. And you can add more glue to the back if you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and just apply this cup right here at the bottom. And I'm going to put that there, bring it down just a little bit here. Okay, and just stick that right on there. And now we're going to go ahead and add some beautiful lace trim, and this is the one that I use. It has the same color in it. And we're going to go ahead and just snip this and place this on the tag. And we're going to take this and put this through the top of it. Pull this loop on through. And we have a beautiful tag. So voila, your tag is complete. So this is what our finished tag looks like. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me know down in the comments how you like this beautiful tag. If you want to do this also yourselves, make sure you check out Beebeecraft so you can get this awesome stamp set that they have. Remember, it comes with a set of 15 stamps. This was my one before, where I added just a little bit of that Frantic embossing powder, and this is the one where I added a little bit more to see what this one would turn out. So same process for the most part, and this is what both my tags look like. Real simple and easy to do. And down in the comments down below, let me know which tag you like the best. They pretty much are similar in so many different ways. And also, if you would like to check out Beebeecraft, their information will be in the description box. This is Tanya here with Memory Lane Keepsakes. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell for notification, and also comment down below, as well as check out my Instagram page, which is Memory Lane Keepsakes 2017. I want to thank you guys so much for taking our time to join me today. And this is my tutorial for Beebeecraft. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening and happy crafting. Bye bye.